Welcome to Dilettante Ball. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Ball, we go on Wikipedia.
We learn about the states.
And we talk about them.
We sure do.
Going down the line, all the states in the state list of states.
So we just did Florida last week.
Yes.
So now we're on number 28. Have we done all those little states next to it, like Mississippi, Alabama? I think
Mississippi,
we have.
yeah, we've done Mississippi and Alabama.
What did
I'm going to say Iowa again.
It's a pretty good guess. I feel like that's probably right. So I'll say Idaho. Just going way the hell out.
Texas.
Dang it, man. Texas. Yeah, of course.
This
is going to be nutty, I bet.
Florida was March 3rd, 1845. Texas, December 29th, 1845.
Okay.
So we're
right on the
picking
heels.
it up again.
Merry Christmas, Texas.
Before it was called Republic of Texas.
Yeah, the Lone Star State.
Granted statehood simultaneously with annexation.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so we
nabbed it up and
stole
gotcha.
Yeah, stole it from the Mexicans, I think.
Yeah, probably. I think so. Their flag looks like it's probably racist in some way. Like it's probably. Most southern. I think Florida's flag also comes from like
the Confederate flag,
like
yeah.
most flags.
No, I think Florida's flag probably comes from the Spanish flag.
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that turned into the Confederate flag.
It's probably some you can't.
It's
win.
real muddy in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's best not to just delve into it.
Yeah, just either get rid of them or just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty plain. Stars and bars. Well, 1 star, 3 bars. Their seal, I feel like that's a pretty good seal.
That's about as good as you're gonna get. Yeah.
The state of Texas, it's a nice light blue, a star in the middle. Two
star.
2 olive branches.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like one looks like it has actual olives. The other one looks like it has acorns.
It does look like that to me as well.
That's great.
Don't know what that represents, but I like it.
Yeah, that should be on your flag, man. Nicknames: the Lone Star State.
Yep.
Motto:
leave us the fuck alone.
Friendship.
Friendship? No,
that's
it's not.
Lame as hell.
That's not even accurate.
State song: Texas Our Texas.
Sure.
Official language: none.
Surprising.
Spoken languages: predominantly English, Spanish, spoken by sizable minority.
There's no exact.
This is Big Doug. He speaks Spanish.
He's a sizable minority. There's no percentage though.
No,
they might have Florida beat with how much.
I bet they do, and they're like embarrassed.
Right.
So they're
exactly.
not. They're like, I follow this Twitter account.
Friendship. Ugh.
It's Wikipedia edits from Congress. So I think it's from Congress.
Yeah, so they track the IP addresses.
Anytime a congressional IP address makes an edit on a Wikipedia page, it just posts it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Were there any that come to mind?
So not in particular.
Okay.
A lot of them they're editing their own, and then
Sure.
some are like just weird, like, ooh, episode 49 of The Simpsons. Like, okay. Did you see Ted Cruz doing Simpsons impressions?
No. For why?
I don't know. To be hip.
So he was just on his YouTube channel.
I think it was for
hey,
BuzzFeed
man.
or something. So
what?
So I think if I
how
had
much
to guess,
money did he pay BuzzFeed?
If I had to guess, BuzzFeed is like, this is going to be so fucking funny.
Oh,
and he thinks he's in on the joke, but he's not.
Right. Yeah, BuzzFeed is next leveling him.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Hey, don't have a cow, man. Not even good.
The first few he does, it's
Homie.
It's like Smithers or Mr. Burns. So he's like, everyone can do a passable Mr. Burns.
Sure.
And then he does
Simpson? That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, why is it Simpson?
Yeah, that's all you have to say.
And then he does Ned Flanders, and it's like,
okay, sure.
And then
I feel like anyone could do Ned Flanders.
His Homer is not a thing at all. He's just like, I love donuts.
Right. Duff beer.
It's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. And he goes on, he does a whole monologue from someone. It's like, oh, you actually really like The Simpsons, and this is extra crazy.
Is he running for president
yeah,
yet?
I mean, yeah, he was one of the first ones.
Okay, I don't know. There's 20
He
of
might
them.
have been the first. Yeah, there are up to 15 or 16.
So many.
Republicans.
Yeah,
and then I think
two
or three Democrats.
Sure, right. It's
two real ones, and then maybe one other dude that we've never heard of for Democrats.
yeah, exactly right.
When are we gonna pick a candidate?
I already have. You mean as a podcast?
Yeah,
we got to pick.
We have to. We have
crazy.
to endorse a candidate.
Yeah. Well, personally, I've actually donated money to Bernie Sanders.
No shit.
I have, and I urge everyone to do the same. If you agree with him, if you don't, fuck off.
Hillary all the way.
Yeah. What really?
Yeah.
I don't want to super get into it, but
sure.
Just everything that Bernie Sanders is about. It's yeah, of course.
Yes. I'm 100% In a perfect world,
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders.
Well,
for sure.
I will vote for Hillary if it
When
comes down to
Yeah.
only Hillary and some douchebag Republican.
It's gonna be gonna be Hillary and either Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio.
Right. But up to that point, I'm going to vote for Bernie Sanders as often as I can.
That's fine. That feels risky to me because I feel like he has
Really?
just enough.
I get so confused because like, you're saying just enough votes to like
Where
to
he-
fuck it over for.
Yep.
I don't think it'll come to that.
I don't think so either, but it makes me scared.
Yeah. Well, no, that would never. At a certain point, does it just come down to two candidates?
A Democrat and a Republican.
Yeah. So how could he ever like actually jeopardize anything for anybody?
He's running as a Democrat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
if he became the Democratic candidate,
you think it would be like overwhelmingly Republican vote?
Mm-hmm. Because he's too
crazy.
He's too crazy. Not for me.
Oh yeah,
but
not for me
for
either.
the country.
Yeah.
So I would much rather have Hillary than
Get some
the
sort
possibility
of
of a Republican.
That's interesting.
Yeah. In the 2008 election, I was a big Mike Gravel fan.
Right.
Who was like essentially, he was. I mean, he's like Bernie Sanders in that he's like crazy.
Sure.
But he wanted to like switch to direct democracy, so like everything would just be
like
one vote
was one vote.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
but every issue would be like, okay, everyone's
wow.
gonna vote on this.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't super hate it, but it's probably a really bad idea because
Well,
like who knows anything about anything?
It was also right off the tails of like Bush, so everyone was like, we just need to change everything.
Oh, okay.
But obviously he didn't get very far.
Yeah.
But I met him and it was awesome.
That
And
is
he was
pretty
the
cool.
best. And Matt and I made T-shirts.
Well, did they have like a slogan?
Give him hell, Gravel.
There you go. All right. So what's up with Texas?
Demonym. Oh, Florida didn't have a demonym. It's Floridian.
Floridian. Yeah. Little bonus treat for you guys.
Texan.
Sure.
Texian.
Nope.
That's archaic.
Yeah. Okay.
Tejano.
That's yeah.
Awesome.
That's very awesome.
Capital, Austin.
Yep.
Largest city.
Austin. I guess I didn't realize that. How weird.
What'd you think it was?
I don't know what I thought it was, but like Austin is so like
Keep Austin weird, baby.
yeah, it's like weirdo hippy dippy.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have expected that for the capital of Texas.
Largest city, Houston. Largest metro, Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington. Well, if you're going to throw 3 cities in there, of course it's going to be the largest. Friend of the show, friend of us, improv compatriot, and all-around handsome gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Me?
Spencer
guy.
Hamilton
Yeah,
is
right.
friends with Patrick Bodenhausen,
Garbage person extraordinaire.
who lived in Texas for a
did
while.
live
He
in
lived
Texas.
in
Dallas Fort Worth?
Dallas. I think they lived in Dallas, yeah.
Sure.
So there you go.
Did he ever go visit the this is not a good question for you. Did he ever go visit the area where JFK was assassinated?
Yeah, he had picnics there all the time.
I hope that's
Right
true.
on the grassy knoll.
Hey, you want to go check out a book from that library?
Area ranked second.
Alaska's bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alaska's giant. Like
Yeah.
you can't tell on the maps that we use because they're stupid maps.
Mercator projections.
Snooze, bores. Yeah, Alaska's like half the size of the United States. It's insane.
Population second. Boom. They're
Who's number one? California?
was New York one
New York might be one. I could see New York being one.
or California?
It's one of the two probably.
Yeah, but second biggest, second most populous.
That's
If they got any,
right on the money.
yeah,
then.
boom. That's awesome.
Exactly perfect. Very nice distribution of people.
Highest point, Guadalupe Peak.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Lowest point, Gulf of Mexico.
That's fine. It's whatever.
Before statehood, Republic of Texas. Blah blah blah. Abbreviations: TX,
Mhm.
TEX. Website: texas.gov.
Yeah, for sure.
No state symbols here, so
They don't need any. One big old star.
Lone Star. Let's get into it. You know, I hate to say it, but so far I'm like pretty okay with Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't like the flag. Love the seal. We'll see.
I like it because you can just carry assault rifles wherever you want. Have you seen like videos of just like guys going to Chili's?
This is my right.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's like, well, I have the right to refuse your service. Please leave my restaurant.
yeah.
This is a privately owned establishment.
This is freedom of speech.
That's not what that is,
Yeah.
but please leave.
I just saw, because, recently in Chicago, cops can't have visible tattoos. Like, they just passed that.
Oh.
Like, super recently.
That sucks because we just saw a really dope-ass cop the
Did he
other
have
day.
tattoos? I don't know if he
Yeah.
did.
He had sleeves, I imagine. He had his whole forearms were tattooed. He had like awesome hair. It was like,
Yeah.
like,
and a sick beard.
yeah.
Um,
The coolest guy I ever saw in my life. He was a cop. It made me want to be a cop. I was like, I could do that.
So, a bunch of cops are, not a bunch, 3 cops are suing,
Okay.
but they're saying it's a violation of their First Amendment rights.
That's probably not the way to do it.
Nope. I
Like
don't
you
think
can't
so.
be a cop and have the word like asshole tattooed on your forehead. They would be like, no, you
Right.
can't be a cop.
Right.
So,
Like, and people mistake almost exclusively people mistake the right to say whatever you want with the right to say whatever you want with no consequences.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's just you can't be arrested for saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyone can do anything they want to you for saying what you want.
Right. Yeah. You will reap the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree. Like, the military can have tattoos. So like,
can they?
Yeah, for sure. They all got tattoos of like, the fucking like Marine coat.
I feel like
Corps coat of arms.
I feel like you're not allowed, but it's like
it's okay.
But I feel like that's a rule.
I could see that. Like technically, well, I don't actually know. I haven't looked into the rules or whatever. You're not technically supposed to have like any facial hair. Like you can have like a mustache, but that's it. But when guys are like in Iraq, they like grow out full beards and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe
I feel like it's like on the books.
Right. Interesting.
Anyway. Texas is the second most populous and second largest state of the United States of America. Located in the south central part of the country, it shares an international border with the Mexican states of Chihuahua, Coahuila, Nuevo León, and Tamaulipas.
You're crushing it, yeah.
I took 5 years of Spanish.
5 years. 5 años.
5 años de español. In the U.S. states of New Mexico to the west, Oklahoma to the north, Arkansas to the northeast, and Louisiana to the east, has an area of 268,820 square miles and a growing population of over 26.9 million residents.
That's a very polite way of saying that there's a border patrol issue.
They're like trying to slip it in there, like, hey, this is a problem for us.
Growing population.
Because Austin, back to Austin, is supposed to be super liberal.
It's like the most liberal.
Yeah.
It's like Portland, but in Texas.
Bastion of hope in like
it's an overwhelming sea of red.
Yeah. Houston is the largest city and the fourth largest in the U.S., with San Antone as the largest in the state. Wait. Second largest. San Antone is the second largest.
Remember the San Antone.
This is so boring. Oh, the origin of the name Texas is from the word Tejas, which means friends in the Caddo language.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but
or Tejas.
Well, yeah,
because I read it, but probably in an Indian language.
Okay. Well, okay, so that explains why their friendship is their thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, friendship for the white folks.
Right. Yeah.
But that's a sick word, and we'll take it, and we'll take that, and that, and we'll take that, and that.
Yeah, the friendship. It's the ship we use to go get slaves. The friendship.
Due to its size and geologic features, such as the Balcones Fault, Texas contains diverse landscapes. God, this is boring. The term Six Flags Over Texas, as can be seen in the Grand Prairie-based large national and amusement park operator Six Flags. Oh, no.
What are you saying?
The Six Flags, the amusement park company,
I'm aware of it,
is based in Texas.
I did not know that.
And I'm going to tell you how they got their name, and I am nervous that it's going to be bad. Six Flags came from the several nations that had ruled over the territory. Spain was the first European country to claim the area of Texas. France held a short-lived colony in Texas. Mexico controlled the territory until 1836, when Texas won its independence, becoming an independent republic. In 1845, Texas joined the United States. The state's annexation set off a chain of events that caused the Mexican-American War. A slave state, Texas declared its secession from the United States in early 1861 and officially joined the Confederate States of America.
Whoa, I didn't know that. I thought they were on the North. I straight up thought they were on the North.
What? Really?
I thought they fought for the North.
Weird.
Yeah. So what was the Six Flag?
Fun.
Right, yeah.
After the Civil War, maybe they
rejoined the United States or something.
Spain.
Yep.
France.
Yep.
Mexico.
United States.
Independent Republic.
Oh.
United States.
And then
Confederate.
Okay. That feels weird then to have like Six Flags. That sounds bad.
Yeah, like because each one is like a different period of
bad stuff.
The subjugation of Native people.
Yeah, exactly. That's like if people actually knew that, I think they'd be like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's no good. That being said, like as a country, we've done a lot of bad stuff, and we still have like where I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
So who cares? Just go ride a
just
roller coaster.
ride the Superman.
Right, drink some lemonade.
Yeah. Womenade? Is that what you said?
I may have said womenade. I meant to
Womenade.
say yeah,
Melanade.
melanade.
One Texas industry that thrived during the Civil War was cattle. Due to its long history as a center of industry, Texas is associated with the image of a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
The state's economic fortunes changed in the early 20th century when oil discoveries initiated an economic boom in the state.
Man, can
with
you imagine
strong investments in universities. Texas developed a diversified economy and high-tech industry in the mid-20th century. Don't care.
Imagine that being like, man, we're so rich with all this cattle. Holy, what do we?
Whoa!
We got, yeah, like
kill the cattle.
that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like the best ever. Like Texas that's so. Is it because it's just so massive? That
Yeah,
it has
like
so
they're
much
bound to have a little
something?
bit of everything.
Like yeah, but Alaska too. Alaska's got mad oil reserves, and it's like, well, yeah, it's huge.
Well, it probably also has to do with the kind of critters that died there. You know.
Ooh, so like mammoths in Alaska, and
I don't know.
probably not mammoths.
Dinosaurs.
It would have to have been dinosaurs, yeah, because mammoths didn't die until like I don't know.
How long does it take to turn something into oil?
I feel like it's millions of years. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm just talking on my ass.
Okay. Isn't it's funny because
It's fossil fuels.
they say oil is not a renewable resource, but as long as people keep dying, we're gonna keep having oil.
Yeah, or I think it's the other way around. As long as we keep having oil, people are going to keep dying.
As soon as we go on renewable energy, everyone will live forever
Yeah, that's
and become infertile. So it's like, well, this is everyone, and we're gonna live forever, but you're stuck with them.
Oh, that's interesting. Like who we have now is who we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Someone pointed out, and it's obvious, duh, but it's still interesting to think about. Like, so the oldest person in the world, so at the point where you become the oldest person in the world, it's like a totally brand new set of people than the set of people that you came into the world with. Like everyone that was around when you first were born are all gone. And it's a whole new like.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Isn't that weird, right? It's like, oh, I'm the last one. I made it. I'm the survivor. King of the hill.
Do you remember the movie Children of Men?
Yes, I do.
That freaks me out a lot. And the thing that freaked me out most was the last, like the youngest person was a big deal.
Oh yeah, right.
And it was baby Diego, and he was like 18.
I do remember that. Yeah,
And that's like
it had been like 20 years since the
crazy.
baby was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is super crazy. I remember that. Oh yeah. It was a pretty good movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I hated it when I first saw it for some
Really?
reason. Yeah, and then I watched it again because I was like, wait a minute, there's no way I should have hated that. And
It's
then sure
great.
enough, it was great. Yeah.
And there's so many like crazy scenes and stuff like
tracking shots.
yeah,
and,
like there's that one in the building that's like an 18-minute long
It's
single
insane,
shot.
yeah.
And like at one point blood or something splatters onto the lens.
Yeah.
And they had to digitally remove it like from the scene
Okay.
because they said that people watching it started to feel like claustrophobic with it just being on the
wow.
lens the whole time. So instead of reshooting it, they just like removed it
Sure.
after a while.
Probably much cheaper and easier.
And then there's another scene where they're like in a car.
That's my favorite one.
and like
Because the camera is like rotating around and through, and it's like
Yeah.
really dynamic.
so do you know how they did that?
They had to like make a special car where like pieces would just like move out of the way of the camera.
Yeah, so like when people weren't on screen, they were like ducking down
Under the
and
camera.
it's crazy.
So awesome. Yeah, so that's awesome. Which it kind of sucks because the guy that directed Alfonso Cuarón was the guy who directed that.
Yeah.
And he's the one who butchered Harry Potter 3.
Yeah,
So it's kinda
he's
like-
done other stuff though. I mean, it
Gravity
just
was his.
maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was Gravity. The one with Sandra Bullock.
But it's like Harry Potter was just not a movie that he should have directed.
Yeah, it doesn't make
so
any
it's
sense.
not really his fault because it was very much like
Okay.
this is an Alfonso Cuarón
Right.
movie.
We got Michael Bay to direct Harry Potter 4. Like,
Yeah, it
why?
just doesn't
why?
make sense.
Yeah.
He did something else that was like dark and weird, like the Harry Potter movies. But I forget. I want to say it's not Pan's Labyrinth.
I was gonna say
but
I feel like it's Pan's Labyrinth, but I know it's not.
Yeah.
It's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you though. Like I
maybe
feel like
the Fountain or something.
I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, the
Doesn't
Ayn
matter.
Rand book.
Yeah, Ayn Rand.
Is that?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I read. Oh my gosh! The summer before high school, we had like a summer assignment for English.
Weird. Okay.
We had one every summer because I was in IB. I was pretty smart.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I didn't get my IB diploma, so
fuck
off. So we had to read Anthem, which is a
very very short.
yeah.
Ayn Rand book.
And
like
that's
20
like
pages.
the perfect age to like get into weird shit like that. And I was like, this book changed my life.
I don't really remember it, but I remember the writing style was interesting because there was no personal pronouns.
Yeah,
Everything
it was all like
we and us to emphasize like.
And the dude's name is like Liberty 293 or like he has like
Sure. That's awesome.
I don't know. It was like.
I was talking to our buddy Derek the other day.
Okay.
And he was telling me he's reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
I think you mean Mary Shelley's Monster.
Is
Frankenstein by Mary Shelley's Monster.
And he was saying it's nothing at all.
Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's nothing like what you would imagine.
Yeah. He was like, there's no Igor. There's no laboratory. There's no lightning striking. Like, I think the monster is like really eloquent.
It's really sad. It's like really. I don't know if you want me to ruin a book that's been out for hundreds of years, but
I'm not super. I'm gonna read it regardless. I'm sure.
But it's like the whole book. A lot of the book is like from his perspective.
Okay.
The monster, and it's like about
like
how
struggling
he's
with his humanity.
Yeah, it's like about how he's lonely and like doesn't understand like why he exists and stuff.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. It's like a great book.
So like, did someone's brain get like wiped? Like, you know what I mean? Like a hard drive. So he doesn't have their memories or anything. He's like a brand new person.
Something like that. It was all like, parts from
dead cadavers.
Yeah.
Cadavers. What's the difference between a cadaver and like a corpse?
A cadaver feels more medical, preserved maybe.
Sure.
And a corpse is just
like a dead thing.
Maybe a cadaver has been treated in some way, and I think it's probably the difference between like fowl.
I was gonna say, which one can you eat?
And
can you eat a cadaver or a corpse?
I saw this thing online, and it was a dude who was like, "Yeah, my daughter just said to me like, isn't it crazy that there's the kind of chicken that we eat, and also the kind of chicken that's an animal?"
Oh no! Like, it has to be, right? There's no way I'd be eating these cute little birds.
It's really crazy.
That's devastating.
Right? And what do you do? Because the kid was probably like, 5.
Oh, how cool, Daddy. Isn't it weird?
That's the same name, but it's two totally different things.
No. They'd be like if we ate dogs. Like, isn't it great that we keep dogs for pets, but there's other different dogs we eat? Like,
ugly dogs that we eat.
Yeah, right. Dogs that aren't puppies anymore. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
My sister has a couple of kids, or 3 kids. She has 3 kids, but 2 are very young. And so I was like, oh, I guess I got to start sending these guys, birthday cards now, because they're like 4 and 6. So it's like, and I think actually today's my niece's birthday. So happy birthday to my niece, who I'm sure is listening to this podcast.
I'm sure.
She's 4 now. So
oh, nice.
4 is a good age for you to start listening to your uncle curse and and talk shit about Texas. But anyway, so it's like, ugh, great. There goes another, $50 a year they got to send to these kids.
What kind of cards are you giving them?
I'm giving them money because I'm an uncle.
Okay.
Uncle's got to give, it's like, when you were a kid, it was like, all right, my birthday's coming, so I can count on, $25 from grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, adding it all up, like, oh, cool, I can get 2 Nintendo 64 games and and some candy bars. Like, yeah, right, exactly.
What kind of card did you get?
It was like the worst, like agonizing over it. Like all the cool cards for little boys it was like monster trucks and like wrestlers. It was like an awesome like 3D Daniel Bryan card. I was like, these are tight.
$9.
Well, and then all the cards for like little girls were like awful, just garbage. And it was like, I'm not gonna get her one of these. So I got her one with like a bulldog on the front and it says "Sup, dog."
That's pretty funny for like a kid.
Yeah, and on the inside it's like happy birthday or whatever.
See, that's the problem with making everything gendered.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to start off early. She's 4. I'm just going to send her a funny
dope card.
Yeah, for the rest of her life. Like, yeah, exactly.
Whenever I give my parents cards, I always give them ones
not meant for birthdays.
No, it'll be for the occasion, but ones that are like from a young girl.
Okay.
So it's like, you're the best, like,
daddy.
I'm a daddy's girl.
Right.
Like, because that's like, I send them like Barbie cards.
That's
and
really
it's really funny to me. And I don't know if it's funny to them.
Right. To them, it's like worrying.
Care.
Yeah, I wanted to send my niece like a card that was like not meant for birthdays, like a condolence card.
Oh yeah.
But like cross out words and make
young.
it into.
I
was like, she wouldn't get the joke. It's not worth it.
I also used to do this thing. Whenever there was like a birthday in the family, we would get a cake.
Sure.
So and I for whatever reason like I was in charge of like getting them for a while. Like I would like run out and like place the order or whatever. And I would always put like make them write not the thing, like not birthday stuff. So it's just like bon voyage, like just and always a different name that is not anyone in the family.
Sure.
That was a lot of fun.
I love that. Did you see there was a guy who I
think the first one was Way to Go Bernie. It was like the first one I did.
But it was like for your dad's birthday, like a guy named John. Like, no, that's not right. There was a guy, this is like right in the wake of all this people trying to get rid of the Confederate flag for good everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So some guy went to Walmart and tried to get a cake made that was the Confederate flag.
Oh yeah.
And they refused to do it, and so he was like, okay, and called back later and had them make an ISIS flag cake. And they made it, and I guess they didn't realize it was an ISIS.
Yeah.
So like,
I could see a lot of people not knowing what the ISIS flag looks like.
But then they made it, and it was like, see, look at this. This is
That feels real like gotcha. Whoa, the South will rise again. when it's really like, oh, this person just obviously has no idea. Obviously, no one's gonna make a fucking ISIS cake. You idiot. This was a thing on someone had it might have been a pride celebration or something. Someone had a fake ISIS flag that was all the letters were like made up of like dildos and butt plugs.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
And they were talking about it on CNN, but they didn't realize that it wasn't an ISIS flag. So they have like pictures of it, and it's like, I can't believe there would be like an ISIS flag at this point.
No.
And
just it's like dildos hanging off off like a bed sheet.
It was like pictures of dildos and butt plugs, like silhouettes.
Sure.
It was pretty obvious though, like, this isn't Arabic writing. These are dildos.
Oh, I can't. But what a shame that ISIS would be at this. Like, no, dude, it's all good. This is just my butt plug flag. It just happens to look like the ISIS flag. It's not. I'm not even trying to make a commentary. It's just my. I was selling stuff.
This is my butt plug flag.
Right.
This is my butt.
Yeah,
plug
this one's $10. This one's $12. Like, what do you want? I got all kinds of butt plugs and dildos. And did you go to Pride?
No,
I avoided it. It was like. I can't do it.
And this year would have been like
massive,
hog wild. Yeah. And I hate to be so against going to it because I am 100% for it.
Right. Like, I'm going to get gay married in support.
But God, I just hate getting rowdy.
I don't like getting rowdy either, man. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I've never been to any parade, you know, I don't do any of that stuff.
Parades are when you go on the rides.
What?
At a theme park.
At a theme park?
The parade's going on, you go on the rides because the lines are going to be short.
Sure. Yeah, you jump on Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll let you stay on. You don't even have to get off and go back in the line.
Do you have a record of how many times you've ridden a roller coaster without getting off?
I did Montu like 5 or 6 times.
I did Kumba 30 times.
That's fucked up, and you should.
It was crazy.
You should be dead.
Probably. It was to the point where like
it's not even fun.
Well,
anymore.
the bus was gonna leave, and it was like, no, we're at 27. We have to get 30 exactly, and then we like ran to get back on the bus. Like, it was crazy. Like, we got off to go sit on different places in the ride. He was like, "You guys just want to keep going?" I was like, "Yeah, this time we'll go in the front. This time we'll go in the back."
That's always fun.
Yeah, it was pretty tight. It was like 10 of us on the ride.
That's what we did with Montu as well, because every now and then like people would trickle in.
Sure.
So it'd be like we were in the first row. People that would come in the first row. So
we'll give them the first row seats for the Yeah, that's probably why I'm so like messed up, was because I rode Kumba 30 times in a row. Just like I have like some weird post-traumatic stress disorder and don't even realize it.
I'm gonna tell this story again.
Cool.
Even though it's something that I tell a lot.
All right.
But that's the whole podcast.
It's the nature of the podcast.
You're the ones listening. Matt, this is the best lie that anyone's ever told me.
Okay.
My friend Matt, enemy of the show, he went on Kumba, which is a roller coaster at Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay, Florida.
Yep. It's a very good one.
And he said he was sitting next to someone who was holding a souvenir cup, and at the top of a loop, he let go of the cup and he caught it at the bottom. And I know that it's got to be a lie, but he like still fucking swears up and down that happened. And he's been telling me that for like
15 years.
20 years.
I would love to get him on this podcast and just corner him. Like, all right, what happened? Like, you're not allowed to leave. Like the Frost and Nixon interviews. Like, you can't leave until you tell us what the fuck happened. Come clean.
But I swear he's forever stood by that.
I mean, how many times have you been on like one of those like Tower of Terror, like a drop, ride where you try to like hold a penny out and like have the penny fall?
Oh, never.
I've tried it so many times I can't forget it. I don't think it's real.
I mean, that's
so you would like at the top of the thing, you would let go of the penny, and right as you're dropping, and the penny would drop at the same rate as you're dropping. That's the idea.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to be going what faster than what 8.9. You do it faster than the speed of light for that to work, though.
I think it's 9.8
meters per second. So it feels pretty fast.
Well,
maybe it's not fast.
No. We because you would.
This is the portion of the podcast where we do math.
I assume because it's a free fall on Tower of Terror or whatever, Dr. Doom, whatever.
Well, sure, but the terminal velocity or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much more mass. It's like technically, if there was no air resistance, a penny and a feather would fall at the same rate.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that you're not falling for a long enough time for it to matter.
That's probably accurate. Yeah.
Because it's 9.8 meters per second per second. So you speed the longer you're going, the faster you. That's what that means. The longer you're going, the faster you
up to
go.
a point. Up to a point. Yeah. Which is terminal velocity. Yeah. Right. That's how come people can like sometimes survive like falling out of an airplane.
I heard this podcast story about a woman who was like tandem jumping.
Yeah.
And it was like the most stressful thing I've ever listened to.
I'm already stressed out.
The first parachute didn't work and the backup parachute didn't work. And it takes like a long time to fall out of a plane, you know. Minutes probably. So the guy's like, "Okay, like it's not going to work, so get ready." The instructor ready. The guy strapped to her. Yeah. So like brace yourself. And he like rotated so that he would like take the impact, and they both survived. No way, they both survived. He wound up being like paralyzed. Okay, all right, fair enough. I guess you can't get out of that one. She's totally fine, and he's like fine. He's paralyzed, but he's like from the waist down, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Okay, that's awesome. That's like the best thing ever. And how cool of him! My God, can you imagine just straight falling and hitting the ground and walking away from that? And they were interviewing him, and he was like, I was the instructor. I was the person who knew what was happening. Right. So it was my duty to like make sure that she was as safe as possible. And it's like, that's a bro. Yeah, it's like a straight bro, dude. Oh man, like forget taking a bullet. Like that dude just free fell for like 30,000 feet and just is like, no, I got this. It's crazy. Oh, people are shooting fireworks off outside. Yeah, that's fun. I got scared for a second. A little bit, yeah. Well, I guess like because I just said take a bullet, and then we hear like explosions. Like no. People probably don't know this is the 3rd of July is when we're recording, so right. This is not going to come out for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So happy Independence Day! Woo! Smell you later. I didn't like Doug because he was a little bitch. I watched Doug for Roger.
This has been a Peaches and Hot Sauce presentation.
Peaches. Hot Sauce. 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 Peaches. Hot Sauce.
It's your Peaches.